Will there be a recession of Q1 2024? Well, they're saying it's a soft landing. I say soft landing my ass. We're going to break that down today and we're going to work to make the complex simple. So, my name is Coach JV. I go by CJV. And what I work to do is make big macroeconomic and microeconomic things very simple so the normal everyday person can understand. Financial education is the number one thing we need right now. We need to stop trusting just giving someone our money and hope that we can retire. Hope is not a strategy. We need to take control of our money. We need to understand how money flows through the system. And once you understand that every single time it ends up in the same 1% hands, until you understand that, you rewire the foundation, you're always going to be in the same situation. So I want to make a big warning to you guys on every video I say this because I want to protect my friends. I will never proactively DM you. That is not me communicating with you. They're using AI technology. We do not have an investment platform. Our company is a 3T Warrior Academy and Education Academy. The foundation is self-development and our 5 pillars of wealth. Crypto, we got self-development, business, index universal life, teaching people insurance, and precious metals. And so it's a foundation education academy. That's in the description down below or in my social media platform. And I also have in my social media platform here or in the description the ability to set up a free consultation with one of my insurance agents in all 50 states. We teach people tax code 7702 tax-free retirement. So if you're worried about your 401k or worried about your future of your retirement, we can have a free conversation with you. It may take 1 to 2 to 3 conversations. I have licensed insurance agents in every state to support you through these economic times. All right, so let's dive right into it. Excited to be with you guys on this amazing Friday. So I want to show you guys this video from CNBC. David Rosenberg does a really good job. So what he's going to explain is what I feel. Okay. I feel we're heading into recession. They keep saying it's a soft landing. We're going to have a soft landing. Come on, dude. Like when you jack up interest rates, you turn off money supply. Evergrande is collapsing. We got shadow banking system in China is showing cracks, right? We got Russia jacking up interest rates. America jacked up interest rates. More money's been printed than in history. The consumer debt's out of control. I love the way that this guy explained it. They keep talking about a soft landing. It's going to be a soft landing. Of course they're going to say that. They don't want to panic the public, guys, but the money and the wells are drying up. The consumer is over leveraged. The banks are over leveraged. The government's over leveraged, and a new monetary system is coming in. And we're in the last part of the changing world order. So let's listen to this video. He does such a great job. And then I'll show you 2 facts, figures, numbers, logic to help you tie it in through financial education so you can make better decisions.
Summer could be a bummer. The Fed's doves are getting more vocal. Job growth is hitting a brick wall, and GDP is doing something it has never done without a recession, following close behind. Rosenberg Research founder David Rosenberg joins us now with more on why September could lead into a winter of discontent. David, great to have you with us. It seems like everybody and their brothers have given up the call for a recession. They've gone into the soft landing, no landing campaign. Here you are, you're saying recession is still on the horizon. Why are you so still firm and steadfast in this call?
Well, look, I've been in this business for 40 years, and I think I've seen it all, or close to seeing it all. And, the same consensus that you're talking about was calling for a soft landing all the way into the summer of 2008. And the recession began in December of 2007. So I think it's just human nature. You had a nice counter trend rally in the stock market this year, and all of a sudden everybody thinks they have to fit their economic narrative into what the stock market is doing. But the major point I'm going to make is that the recession has been delayed, you could say, but it certainly has not been derailed. And what kept the Energizer Bunny going this year, and that's I refer to the U.S. consumer as the Energizer Bunny, is that we had the excess savings file was real, and everybody seemed to spend all $2.2 trillion. I mean, some of it early on was used to pay down debt, but almost all that money was used for spending, and it continued right up until now. To me, what's really important is the San Fran Fed, and I think that they actually produced the best research, showed that the batteries for the Energizer Bunny in terms of the excess savings being put to work in the economy expire at the end of September. And we know that we're going to have the impact of the student loan, the debt relief program terming out, staring us in the face. And so all these stimulative measures from the fiscal side subside, but what we haven't seen the full impact yet is what the Fed has done in terms of the economy resetting to this huge increase in interest rates since the beginning of 2022. Those lags still stare us in the face.
Boom. I've been sharing this with you guys since June 2022. The reverberation effect. They speak to you in current terms. They don't speak to you in future. All you have to do is look deep in the past to see the repetitive process. The reverberation effect of interest rates is now going to hit. Like you said, the stimulus effect is drying up. Interest rates are through the roof. We're going to see the reverberation effect of that. Tons of companies on the S&P now are filing bankruptcy, just like they did in about the same pace as 2010 after the big financial crisis, right? After 2008 collapse, then took about 2 years, and a bunch of companies filing bankruptcy. And those are your companies that your 401ks weighted in, guys. Those are where your investments are at. Okay. So remember, the creator of the 401k said, he's quoted saying, I'm paraphrasing, he said, I created a product that makes Wall Street wealthier. That's the creator of the 401k that said that, guys. Understand tax codes. Okay, so this is right from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Total household debt reaches $17.06 trillion in Q2 2023. So credit card exceeds $1 trillion. So think about that for just a moment. Like, oh, it's going to be a soft landing. A soft landing, my ass. This is going to be a hard ass landing. And they're saying that because the stimulus was pumped in the system. But now we're starting to see the cracks. And I think what I think happened is the reason why they said, problem, reaction, solution. They locked us down, changing consumer behaviors. And they're just like, dude, turn this printing machine on full blast, because they knew at this point, it's kind of like somebody being buried in debt, right? They got one credit card left. They're like, I'm effed anyways. I'm going to file bankruptcy. And they just go all in. They're like, screw it. Let's just throw a Hail Mary. And that seems like what they did, guys. We're buried in debt in America. Every dollar is someone else's debt. And this is the total outstanding credit card debt since 1999. Check this out. Look at the catastrophic, that'd be the right word? Catapult straight up right here. Look at, there's 2020. Okay, we had a little bump right there because of the C word, right? 2021, the stimulus checks came in right here, so people paid off debt, and then all this starting to dry up right now. That's what you're seeing. So I want to explain this. I want to show you guys the facts, figures, numbers, logic, right? So here's 2020. Everybody kind of popped up. Then stimulus started coming in, so people, like he said, started paying off debt. That's starting to dry up now, and now you're starting to see these skyrocketing. Think of it. Look at 1999, guys. That's 500 billion. Now we're in the trillions. I mean, have you ever seen those charts that shows how the difference between a million and a billion? Do you know the difference between a billion and a trillion? Like the new millionaire is nothing now, guys. The new millionaires are going to be billionaires, and the new thousandaires are going to be millionaires. Having $1 million is nothing. If you retire at 4% with $1 million in retirement, you have about $40,000 in retirement income. Very, very rough numbers. Like, is that retirement, guys? Do you know how few people retire with $1 million? That's why we do free consultations. That's why we sit with people to start discussing this. It's like, okay, here's where you're at. Here's the big number. Then we back into the daily activities. That's how we teach people in our academy. It's like, okay, what's the big number? It's how I run all my companies. Okay, here's our big goal. Here's our vision. Here's our process. From there, we say, okay, how many appointments do we need? How many clients do we need? All these different companies. And so we do this with all our companies. So we take our big, you can do this with your life. You say, okay, I want to retire with $1 million. So you take the $1 million, then you look at your life, and then you back into the activities of how much you would need to make per year and put into your investments. But if you don't know your retirement number, how are you going to do that, right? So you take the big number, and then you back into daily consistent activities you can do, because in the beginning is the end. So it matters what you do today, but what everybody does, though, are indoctrinated, right? They don't seek any knowledge, no financial education, and they wait till they get to about 62, and they're like, oh shit, I need to retire. And then they start panicking, and their financial advisor's excited because they got them $30,000 to $40,000 a year retirement income. And like, oh, hopefully I get Social Security. No, you start now. And it doesn't matter how old you are, guys. I started out mid 40s, 41 years old. I started over completely. And by 47, I've radically transformed my life, radically. And, I'm behind the times right now, guys. I want to retire minimum 20 years, right? Minimum 20 years. So I got some lofty goals. So what I did is I put a really lofty goal for my retirement number. And each quarter, through businesses, through production. And so basically what I do is I use businesses to beat inflation and to increase my earned income. So each quarter I increase my earned income. Every quarter since 2020, I would say 2021, to be fair, my earned income has gone up every single quarter. But if you're in a just over broke and you're not investing and you're not compounding and growing your wealth, you're bound by time scale. And what are you going to do when you get older? You're going to just keep trading time for money. You're going to run out of time. So it's about having those conversations. Okay. So number one is you take the big number. Number two is you say, okay, how could I get to this number? Go big with your goals. Go big. Okay. And then you back into, okay, what would I need per year? What would I need per quarter? What would I need per month? And then what are some daily activities I can do to move that needle forward? And then all you do is focus on those daily activities. And if you don't see the result, you measure the effectiveness. Okay. So it's either you're doing the right activity with low effectiveness or you're doing the wrong activity and you're effective, right? Or you're doing the wrong activity. Then you just change the activity. That's how we manage our lives. Short-term, long-term, midterm. Short-term, midterm, long-term. So very easy strategies. Don't make it complex, but you do need to take control of your finances, guys. We need to start to educate ourselves. We need to, and then it's our responsibility to pass on to the next generation. So hope this information reaches you well. I think they're full of shit. I think we're ready for a hard landing in the recession because everything's drying up, guys. Like inflation's high, interest rates are high. They're going to keep jacking up interest rates. You're not going to be able to afford a home. People that have variable rates on their credit cards or mortgages or any variable rates, they can't even make their payments anymore. So all this stuff is going to start defaulting, guys. Companies are going to start defaulting. People are going to get let go. We haven't even seen the reverberation effect of the job markets with interest rates. So they report to you the daily numbers and they're like, oh, the job market's looking well. Yeah, right now. What is it compared to a quarter ago? It's starting to shake now. Quarter ago, they're like, it's good to go because the stimulus was in the system. That's drying up now. Now let's see. Let's just mark this down. 11:37. This 11:37 minutes right now. What is it? September 1st, 2023. Let's see what we're talking about in November 2023. Let's see what the narrative is. Let's see if it's a soft landing going into 2024. So love you guys. Appreciate you. As we always say, Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.